supersets. You have probably heard of supersets before. They are very popular and thus they get talked about a lot. And this is where you combine two different sets of two completely different exercises and combine them into one superset, which you do without rest between them. So this is different than doing a drop set, because with a drop set you're not changing the exercise that you're doing, you're only changing the load. But with supersets you're actually doing two different exercises in one large set, okay? And there's two different types of supersets that you can do. One is called an antagonist superset and the other is called an agonist superset. Antagonist supersets are where you combine two exercises that work out opposing muscle groups. All right, usually one pushing movement and one pulling movement. And agonist supersets are where you combine two exercises that work out the same muscle group. Antagonist supersets are much more common and popular, and when people are talking about supersets, chances are they're talking about doing antagonist exercises together, because like with doing alternating sets, you don't really need rest between them since they're working out other muscles, right? So it's very hard to find exercises that work the same muscle that can be done together. Because usually, ideally, if you are doing a set of an exercise, that muscle should be exhausted by the end of it and need a rest. So what you have to do with agonist supersets is look for anomalous exercises that somehow go together even though they are working the same muscle. Or what you can also do is treat them more like a drop set, where you are doing one heavy, hard set of an exercise that you can only do a low number of reps on, and then when you fail at that, getting in more reps on an easier exercise, okay? So that is one option that may make agonist supersets work, or you could pair up two easy exercises together in order to make a more intense and brutal set, but you're probably not going to be doing a lot of them, because if you're working out your muscle effectively, you shouldn't be able to do another set for it immediately afterwards. And we're going to find antagonist supersets to be much more useful. And one of the big reasons why you'll probably end up doing more antagonist supersets than agonist ones is when it comes to upper body training, your grip becomes a limiting factor after doing a certain number of reps of pulling. So it's really hard to do a superset for the back, even though the back is so big that you could find a way to combine different exercises that work out totally different parts of it that don't overlap very much, right? The issue will then become your grip strength giving out and your fingers no longer being able to stay curled around the bars you are pulling. So that's one of the big reasons why agonist supersets are more rare, is that there's more limiting factors that come into play besides just the target muscle. So antagonist supersets are perfect because they circumvent the issue of such limiting factors, and just like with alternating sets, working two different muscles in rapid succession is more beneficial. It just gives you a more intense workout. And you'll find that it's also good to train opposing movement patterns together for balance in your body. So combining both pushing and pulling movements is a great way to do antagonist supersets that you should try at least here and there in your training.